only about, I'm guessing, a week away from the Pyro update. Why? Well, TF2's 10th birthday is finally coming out. Now that this game's about as old as your average anger sniper, roasted! I kind of think that the Pyro update will in fact be coming out. I mean, they've been working on it for over a year. Why wouldn't they? So in celebration of that, I'm going to be going over the weapons I hope get buffed and nerfed that aren't already in the potential blog post. So no Danger Shield, Dead Ringer, Criticola, you know, all that stuff. Just stuff I kind of hope Valve will take at least a little bit of a look at, and I just want to see changed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a nice little screen showing the class I'm going to be talking about, and then on the left I'm going to have the weapon I hope gets buffed, and on the right I'm going to have the weapon I hope gets nerfed. So that's pretty much about it. So let's get started with me Scouty. First up, we take a look at Scout, and this is an easy one. The Babyface's blaster is in huge need of a buff. I mean, on the bright side, the other weapon in its set, the pocket pistol, is getting buffed, or I somewhat think it's a buff. But the Babyface's blaster's a huge potential of a scattergun, yet only needing 25 damage to drain the boost is what really destroys this weapon. So maybe up the amount to about 100, so you don't get destroyed by a single shot or anything, but still a stray grenade or rocket will still drain your boost, which you know is more reasonable than 2 pistol shots. And then for nerfing, I'm gonna probably say the stock scattergun, mainly because I want to see more variety from Scout's primaries. I'm not saying nerf it into the ground so it just gets destroyed, but you know, make it so we can see a little bit more variety and isn't the best in every situation. Alright, Soldier. Now, I can't quite think of a Righteous Bison. I mean, that thing was nerfed for really no reason in Meet Your Match. And I kind of really think that this thing deserves to get buffed even better than it did before, because this weapon wasn't really that good to begin with anyways. It was just a meme weapon at that point. And as for nerfing, I'm probably going to say the Conjurer, because that thing's a stupidly powerful buff. I mean, it takes less damage than the buff banner battalion's backup, but the passive bonuses are just crazy. So I'd probably say nerf that and then buff the Righteous Bison. Come on, Valve, you should do it. Now the Pyro, the spotlight of this entire update. Or buff the Extinguisher, come on. That thing was in tough break, pretty much gone from a pretty good melee to just mediocre. I mean, if you're going to be able to hit them at melee range, why not just use the flare gun? You can do that easier from a distance anyways. And then as for nerf, I was going to say the reserve shooter, but I still kind of think it's fair against Soldier, so I'd probably just say remove the reserve shooter altogether. But I'm going to say the degreaser, mainly because I want to see people using something other than the degreaser for once, because the stock flamethrower is just sitting there. It's better in every way. So yeah. Nerf the degreaser and buff the extinguisher. Okay, demo. I have a whole lot of things I want to see buffed, but the one I want to see the most is the Old Pool Caber. Because that thing's literally the most useless weapon in Demo's arsenal, and it really needs some potential. And then as for nerf, as much as I really hate to give Demo a nerf, because like I said, Demoman gets more nerfs than literally everybody else in the game, I'm probably going to say the Iron Bomber, because that thing has little to no roll and a faster explosion time for a barely noticeable explosion radius decrease. I mean, that thing's literally a direct upgrade. So maybe nerf the Iron Bomber a little bit, not so it's literally as useless as the Lock and Load, but make it so it's not a direct upgrade. As for Heavy, Brass Beast. That thing has so much potential, yet it's so bad. It's like, it has the highest damage output in the entire game. I know probably a lot of people would say probably the Buffalo Stag and the Warrior Spirit, which is also in its item set, the Hibernating Bear. But the Brass Beast has a lot of potential. It was really good, or somewhat good, back before Meet Your Match, before its damage resistance got nerfed. But I still kind of think the Brass Beast deserves some love. And as for nerf, is there really any overpowered weapons in Heavy's arsenal? I guess I'm going to say the Killing Gloves of Boxing. Mainly because that thing gives you crits on kill, so why in the world does it have to random crit? Why? You get crits on kill anyways. Not to mention, it also can buff up things like the Tommy Slav, which minigun crits is nothing to laugh about. Come on, Valve. Seriously. So, nerf the KGB and buff the brass beats. That thing is really in need of a buff. NG. What does Conacher need buffed? I'm probably gonna say the Thompson, mainly because it used to be one of the best weapons for NG, but now it's just mediocre. I mean, being able to drain Uber and Cloak is a huge upside, but the downsides are so bad. And then for nerf, the Southern Hospitality. That thing is literally a direct upgrade aside from random crits. I mean, raise your hand if you ever run into a Pyro while playing an Engineer. I mean, aside from flares, but you're probably going to be right by the sensor, so... I think the 20% fire vulnerability is pretty much useless. So this thing's literally a direct upgrade, because it does the same damage as stock, and it causes bleed damage. I mean, that's literally a spy's worst nightmare. So buff that Thompson and nerf that wrench. I'm going to proceed now. Now, the weapon I want to see buffed for medics is probably going to be the Vaccinator, because that thing has so much potential, but is normally pushed away by the other mediguns. However, the Vaccinator is really seen as that mediocre weapon, but it's got the fastest Uber charge rate, can pop 4 Ubers, and can stack resistances. Plus, you're immune to all critical damage, so like no headshots and stuff. That has so much potential. And as for nerf, I was going to say the Crits Creek, but then again, that doesn't really give you many resistances, so I'm probably going to say the Bloodsager. Mainly because that thing's literally a direct upgrade, because the health drained on wearer never really comes into effect if you have 3 health on hit. So I think that thing's really due for a nerf. On to you, Sniper. Now the Classic is in huge need of a buff. I mean, it's an interesting concept, but needing a full charge to headshot and doing less damage on a body shot's really just a discount huntsman at this point. And as for nerf, on the bright side, the Danger Shield's getting nerfed, so that throws that off the window. But I'm probably going to say the Machina. Mainly because 15% damage bonus really just makes it the body shot master. And that's what the Sydney Sleeper's supposed to be for. So probably nerf the Machina a little bit, but not into complete garbageness. Alright, Spy, I'm talking about you. Enforcer. That thing used to be such an overpowered weapon, but now just complete garbage. I'd say bring back the 20% damage bonus, and then just bring the Your Eternal Rewards downside of 50% less cloak. Probably bring that to the Enforcer. That makes more sense, because this thing was a direct upgrade when combined with the Deadbringer that came out. So that was why it was so OP. And as for nerfs, probably gonna say the Diamondback, because that thing, like I said in my second video, is a direct upgrade to the Ambassador in almost every situation. Come on, all you have to do is stab and zap, and you get free crits that are the exact same damage as the Ambassador. I mean, can we please have it so it's not just a completely OP version of the Ambassador? Yes? Please? Alright. So do you agree? Hopefully you agree, because, well, if you don't agree, please tell me in the comments if you guys want to see another weapon gun buffed or nerfed. I know everyone trusted a warrior spirit, but awkward sounds. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and hopefully the Pyro update will be coming out Tuesday. Please, Valve, please, the 10th TF2 birthday, the Pyro update has to come out. Also, screw you, Overwatch, for building too much hype. We were thinking that TF2's Pyro update was going to be out there, and you screwed it up. What am I talking about? Anyway, Savvy signing off. And here's some donations. And by here's some donations, I mean here's no donations. Please tell me how much you watched up so badly. I'm watched up 16-year-old. Bye.